Well, hello and welcome. Thank you for tuning in. This is Greetings from the Pierview Restaurant. I am your host, George Cheney. We are down at the Pierview Restaurant on set. I am joined by
Queen Banda of WCTV.
And our guest today is the vivacious Winna Dean. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
So we're here to talk about onset throughout the decades. We've heard you have some history.
God, do I have history? Do I have history? And I first of all want to say I am not a native.
Yes.
A lot of people seem to think, oh, go ask Winna. She know. No, I don't. I'll tell you the story first. I came in and somebody was asking questions and somebody said, oh, go ask Winna. She knows everything. And this fella, who is now no longer with us, Bobby Andrews, who I love dearly, he says, why ask her? She's not a native of Onset. And everybody said, oh, she's not? He said, no, she's a Washer from Mattapoisett. And that nickname stuck with me along. Don't go ask the Washer. She's a Washer from Mattapoisett. So I said, oh, that's okay, I'll handle that.
Well, this Washer from Mattapoisett, you are involved in pretty much in every fabric of what makes Onset, right? Some of the things here, one of the original members of the blues festivals when it was starting, and now it's like the 26th year.
26th year this year.
Yes, you were previously the owner of the Taradin Studio. Back then it was called the Winner's Total Image.
Right.
Onset Bay Association, you're involved with that. Onset Cape Verdean Festival, you're involved with that. Friends of Wareham Free Library Board, original member for the Onset Spinning Library. Was one of the Onset Fire District Prudential Committee members, the first woman
on the board.
And tell us a little story about how you got into that board.
Okay, back then the chief, Jimmy Draper, came to me. I guess I inherited it from my parents who were very involved with everything in Mattapoisett. So when I moved here, I got involved with the town that I lived in. And Jimmy Draper came to me and he said, you know, would you like to be on the Prudential Committee board? I said, oh no, I don't think so. I know nothing about fire. He says, no, it's just a board of finances. You have a business here, you'd be good. He said, you always come to the meetings, you kind of know things. I said, oh Jimmy, I don't know. He says, well, you know what, Winna? There's never been a woman on the board. I said, Jimmy, you got one now. And ironically, I won and I beat two men. And I was on the board for 21 years before I retired.
Congratulations.
So I've seen a lot.
Wow.
Breaking through barriers.
Breaking through a lot of barriers and fighting for our firemen and the people on the district that are, work for the district and things like that.
Yeah.
Keep busy, yes.
Well, before we go any further, I think we should acknowledge the delicious food that
God, yes.
we are
Definitely.
munching on. So
Yes.
I think, George, please tell us what you're eating.
I think I have basically a local favorite, linguiça Benedict.
Very good.
Yeah.
I mean, and I had the special, the crab cake Benedict, and it is to die for.
And I'm having a Pierview muffin. It's a English muffin with eggs and I like sausage. You can have bacon or sausage or something like that. It's just enough for me to.
And just like you, Winna, I mean, Stevie has been here, and this restaurant has been here for decades.
38 years.
38 years.
That's 38th season. When I came here, this was a drugstore.
Wow.
Across the street was a light thing we pay lighter line, like you see. That was across the street. Cash Market was next door to that. 5 and 10 was next door to that.
So you have seen Onset really change over the decades, and I'm sure there are some changes that you're proud of, and some things that you're happy to see them go, or you're not so proud of.
Yeah, I think it really has come a long way. We were on the Onset Bay Chamber of Commerce, which was with Wareham, and then Wareham merged to New Bedford, and I felt that they were neglecting our Onset. So the members that were on that board said, oh, why don't we just leave and become an Onset Bay Association? Mm-hmm. And so that's how we formed. And thanks for Kat. This is young blood that I'm talking about. They got to get involved. She just takes something and she runs with it. And she's doing such a fantastic job with our association.
What previously you mentioned about the barriers as a woman that you had to break, that you had to go through. And Of course, you were the owner of Winner's Total Image, which is now the Dean Studio. And this was back in 1964, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Tell us.
Okay, I had the beauty shop. I rented on Main Street in Wareham. And one of my clients, her husband was a real estate person. And she said, you know, you're getting married. She said, there's a nice place in Onset you should look at. And I said, oh, okay. So I took a ride and I saw the corner. And I said, oh, this is pretty nice. And I came and took a ride down Onset Avenue, down Union Avenue over here. And half of the buildings were boarded up and everything else. But I sat in the front yard and I looked at this view and I said, oh my God, this is gorgeous. And I had seen water. Being in Mattapoisett, I was accustomed to the shoreline. And so I said, okay. And I went to, at that time it was a Plymouth Savings Bank, which is now Eastern. And I went and filled out an application. Couldn't get a mortgage. And I was so upset. I said, but I've got all the money, I've got the savings, I've got this. No, we only give it to married women. Woman cannot get a mortgage.
Wait, how old were you?
I was 26.
Oh my goodness.
And that's when I tell everybody that saying that Virginia Slim came out. We've come a long way, woman. I hang a big poster in this. We've come along with Virginia Slim cigarettes. You know,
yeah.
We've come a long way. And my parents went and bought that for me.
Wow.
And I paid them the mortgage.
How would you say the youth community has changed over the years?
Parent involvement.
Parent involvement?
If the parents don't get involved with the things, the children will not. I know I used to drag them to different things, or, you know, make sure we all come down here to the parade on Memorial Day. But now they come by, you should be on, and we're all old standing out there with a flag in our hand. And I don't know where to start with them. I really don't.
Something that I really want, I really want to get this scoop from you, okay, is the Indian maiden.
Akina.
Yes, Akina, okay, in Onset. So tell us, what was it like when that statue was revealed? So back then, this is 1989.
There was
My birthday.
there was a white sheet over it, and we all went up there to see what Clayton Fuller had done with the statue of the Indian maiden, because this was the Indian summer campground. And we had, when he took the cloth off, well, she just had these two long braids over bare-breasted, sitting on that rock, and everybody went, and he's just standing.
1989. Was fine.
And so everybody says, "Oh my God, that's terrible!" And Clayton's standing there and he's saying, "Well, this is original. This is the way it was." Okay, so we all walked off. Everybody's mumbling and grumbling or whatever. And about 2 days later, because I lived right over there, I looked out the window. I said, "What's that?" And I went over there, and there she had a bra. Somebody had put a bra on her the night before.
Was it a beautiful bra?
It wasn't. I don't know how they found the proper size, but she had a bra. So we all stood there. Some of us were laughing, some were very angry, and so forth and so on. And then the police officers came down and had to remove the bra from our princess up there.
We had Winna Dean today for our second episode of Greetings from the Pierview, filmed right here at the Pierview restaurant in Onset. With me, your host, Queen Banda of WCTV, and
George Cheney.
Thank you all.